I am the internet, and I like it when KSSU is on me.
It's never a bad day when you start it with Eruption. That was Eruption from Van Halen. Good intro. This is the Matt and Tech Show, minus Tech Show, and with no special guest today. So it's just me, no techs. So, should be fun. Got some stuff to talk about. TV shows, concerts, new video game announcement. We'll talk about that mostly. And some new music, and from artists that are coming in town. First off, just heard the song today, Sacrilege, new from the Yeah. Don't know when the album's coming out, but this is brand new. I just heard it today, just popped up on a blog I read, so we'll listen to this, Sacrilege, we'll come back, and we'll talk about my 15 minutes, maybe seconds, 15 seconds of fame after this song. Sacrilege. Second time I heard that song and I love it. New from the Yeah. That is Sacrilege. Album's coming out sometime. Don't know when. We'll figure it out. I'll let you know when I do. So this past weekend, I work at Best Buy, if you haven't caught on to that. And they're going through some new sales trainings, and there was a training that I had to do this last weekend. It was from 9 to 5, both Saturday and Sunday, in downtown, at this hotel. And so just last Sunday we got done with it after a long 8 hours. Had to drive back home, run out of gas. Gas station right on the corner from where the hotel is. So I go to the gas station, talk to one of my friends that was also getting gas. That was at the trainings. And first, bum walks up. This is very rare for me. I assume a bum. A lady walked up to me. She said, "Hey, can you spare $1?" Don't know why I was feeling so generous, but I had $1 in my wallet, so I said, "Yeah, let me find one." So I gave her a wallet, or gave her $1. Didn't give her a wallet. And then all of a sudden I noticed a big camera. Someone was carrying a camera, which is like one of those big TV cameras. Not something you always see. So it caught my eye. And then I noticed there was a lady with him, and she had a microphone. And she was working for KCRA3, the local Channel 3 station here in Sacramento. They approached me, and they said, "Hey, can we ask you a couple questions?" So I said, "Sure." I might have been interviewed once by the news, but I don't think I was ever on TV. I don't know. Anyways, so she goes through and she actually asked me questions about texting and driving. I guess she was doing a report on how the police department and the sheriff's department here in the county and the city are planning on cracking down a lot harder on texting and driving, which is very relevant for anyone that has a cell phone. I guess they're really pushing hard now. They didn't really push so hard in the past, but now they're really going. So she asked me questions. Hey, do you text and drive? So I was hesitant of asking. I was kind of like, is this entrapment? Am I gonna get a ticket? Anyways, so I answered. I said, yeah, occasionally I do. And we just went through, asked why you text and drive. Can it wait for you to get home? Are you worried about the fine if it happens? And I went through and answered all appropriately. And I was later on the news that night at 11. Got a lot of texts and Facebook stuff from friends and stuff saying that they saw me and they told me don't text and drive anymore and stuff like that. But I only text and drive occasionally. Actually, I guess it's driving legally in the sense, but I very rarely, if ever, text while the car is moving. If I'm at a stoplight, I know the light just turned yellow, turned red, so now I'm sitting there for a minute or two. I'll reply to a text. For one, it's difficult in my car because it's a manual transmission, so I'm always shifting. So it's not like I can text. No, my hands are rarely free, one on the wheel, one on the shifter. So it's hard for me to text while moving, but it's also very distracting. So that's something I really don't often do, but if I'm at a stoplight, I'll occasionally do it. Never do it on the freeway, anything like that. And we talked about that on the interview we did. She also asked, does the fine scare you? The $159 fine for the first time, does that scare you? And it honestly doesn't, only because, and I imagine it would, but it doesn't affect me because I haven't gotten it. The fine makes sense, and I say, oh, that's a good amount of money. I wouldn't want to spend that on just me texting and driving, but I haven't gotten the fine yet, so I haven't had that impact where I'm worried about having to pay that. So we talked about that, and just that last part of the me explaining how, because I haven't gotten the fine, it hasn't really affected me, and I'm not too worried about it. That was basically the part that she used for the interview that was actually on television. So that was pretty cool. So I got my 15 seconds of fame. It was literally maybe 15 seconds. Probably not that long, but that was fun. Concert news. Vampire Weekend, a popular band to most white kids. If you've seen the movie Step Brothers, I'll play the song from that. That was on there. That's where I first heard them. But they got a bunch of other famous songs. They were actually 2 years ago. They were in the runnings for the best rock album. They got beat out by Black Keys, but they were on there for best rock album. Vampire Weekend will be at Davis, like a lot of other bands coming up. At Freeborn Hall, April 16th. April 16th. That's a Tuesday. I will not be there, but if you're a fan of them, go for it. Davis, really cool. So this song is called A-Punk. This song was actually on Step Brothers. If you heard it, you'll recognize it. But so Vampire Weekend, A-Punk. Vampire Weekend with A-Punk off their album Vampire Weekend. They'll be at UC Davis. I believe I said April 20th. April 16th, I'm sorry. April 16th, they'll be there. Buy your tickets today. Another band coming up, I will see, actually reviewed this. Actually, no, I didn't. I wanted to, but I didn't. Band called The Foals, which I've been pronouncing wrong for as long as I've known them. I just got corrected last week. Called The Foals. Really like their sound. Played them quite a bit here. Their album just came out called Holy Fire. Really, really cool. Sounds just like their last album, so that's perfect. I don't want them to change too much. But really cool sound. They'll be here in town, Sacramento, to be specifically, downtown, at the Ace of Spades, which is a venue I've been to quite a bit, on April 20th. So Vampire Weekend, April 16th, here in Sac, April 20th for the Foals at the Ace of Spades. My tickets are pending, almost buying them, going with Trevor, executive producer. But I'll be there, really like their sound. I'll play this new song from them, My Number. Really like it. I put the video on the Facebook page, but haven't played it on air yet, so here we go. My Number by Foals. We're back. Matt and Tex show, minus Tex show, just by myself here. That was My Number by Foals, just Foals. New album Holy Fire. Buy that. I love it. They'll be here in town April 20th. Ace of Spades. I'll be there. Maybe I'll see ya. So we got a couple first-time listeners. Giving a shout out to them. Lori. Hi, Lori. Been friends with her son for quite some time. Love hanging out with them. Been camping and stuff like that. So hi, new fan, new listener. Jamie. Hi, Jamie. Just met like last week. First time listener. Sweet. Thanks for listening. Devin. I don't know if you listened before. I've known Devin forever. I don't know if she's ever listened. Maybe to the recordings, but maybe not live. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. And anyone else who's listening, give me a shout out or send me a text or a message or something. Let me know you're listening. So speaking of Jamie, we actually met just last week. Probably one of my third friends at college that I've ever made. We had a meeting here at Sac State. It was, we have kind of just staff meetings, kind of what's going on with the station, what's coming up, who needs to do what, and all this stuff. So that was last Thursday. Got out about 4:30, 5:30, something like that. Anyways, got out. I was walking to the station again, and I noticed these couple of girls are just walking in front of me. They had maps. They look a little lost. I wasn't going to say anything. So I was walking, got up right kind of behind them, and one of the girls turned around and said, "Hey, can you walk me to the Union? Or where's the Union at?" And so I said, "I'm going there right now." So I walked them over to there. I gave them a tour of the library quad, and here's a patch of grass that people hang out on or whatever. Showed them all through the Union. We just talked and just became friends. So now we're friends. She's listening to the show. Thanks for listening, Jamie. Hope you're liking the music. We're getting nerdy soon, so hope you like some video game stuff. Just giving a shout out to them. Another band or singer that it will be in town, which I didn't know until like last night. I'm surprised. Michael Kiwanuka, who I've played before, has a really cool voice from the UK. He will be at Davis at the Mondavi Center, which is a little classier sort of look. I believe next month. Yep, March 6th. So coming up pretty soon. Buy your tickets, probably still available. Not too sure, but it'll be at the Mondavi Center. at UC Davis. You'll hear a song from him right now. You should like it. If you like it, buy tickets. That's how artists works. Anyways, the song's called Lassen, or Lassen. I don't know how you pronounce it, but Michael Kiwanuka, Matt and Tech Show, minus Tech Show. Michael Kiwanuka with Lassen. He'll be in town, or Davis, March 6th. Go see him. So nerd time. We'll get there. TV shows. Not too many going on right now that I'm interested in. But there is one that is one of my favorites, as well as Tex's, my co-host who's not here. The Walking Dead, which is on AMC Sunday nights at some time. Go find it. We're on the third season, about 4 episodes into the winter break. After the winter break, slowly rolling. Nothing too exciting. There was a pretty climactic attack on the prison. If you're not watching the show, you need to watch it. Anyways, nothing too exciting. I haven't really talked to Tex about it, so I don't really know what he's feeling or what he's liking about it or not liking about it. It's moving pretty slow. At the end of this last episode, which I won't reveal because you haven't seen it, go watch it. Got pretty exciting. It could have gotten a lot better or more exciting, but it was almost there, and my heart was a little racing, like, oh, what's going to happen? But it's moving pretty slow, so nothing too exciting there. Of course, can't go bad, so we'll see how the season turns out. Maybe I'll get Tex's opinion, and we'll talk about that sometime. Maybe he'll call in. He won't. So, play one more song. I've been playing a lot of songs. After our commercial break, after this one song, I will talk about the video game console that's coming out sometime soon. We'll figure it out. We've had video game consoles out, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, the Wii by Nintendo. It's been out for quite some years. No innovation, no change yet. So at this point now, we're looking for next generation consoles, which are the new ones. Some talk on Microsoft's new console. Is Nintendo going to come out with something? They just came out with the Wii U. Is that really a next-gen console? Most people say no. And then Sony is coming out with a new PlayStation, and that's what I'm talking about next. After the commercial break, the PlayStation 4, which has been revealed, announced, and stuff like that. So we'll talk about the specs and all the excitement and what's missing and when. But first, I'll play this song. Kind of a request, kind of not. I mentioned Devin, a friend of mine, is listening to the show. We always have our long Skype talks, and I showed her actually last night this singer here. She absolutely loved it, and she loved the song. Named Alan Stone is the artist, who I played multiple times, and probably this song. But we'll play the song one more time. Celebrate Tonight. Sort of a request. Here you go. We'll do a commercial break. Come back. Talk about video games. Tech Show. If you haven't purchased that album yet, do so. Local Natives, Hummingbird is the album. The song was called Black Spot. Really like that. Reviewed it here for the station. It's on the wall now. It is hot. Get that album. So I talked about video games before the break, and we talked about new consoles, and I'll talk specifically about this one new console, PlayStation 4 by Sony. Microsoft has announced sort of that they're doing a new next generation console, but no specs. Sony actually had a press release about last Wednesday or something like that, in which they discussed a lot of the specs, and they left some things vague. But we'll talk about that. For one, people still, when 2006, I believe the PlayStation 3 came out, so it's been quite some time since we have had a new console. People still buy tons and tons of games for PlayStation 3 as well as Xbox 360. They're still very current, but some people feel that they're lagging behind in graphics and computability, if that's a word. Some people go, Tex especially loves PC games for the power that computers can have, graphics wise and frame rates and stuff like that. So game consoles are finally starting to catch up towards computer graphics, like you'd get on a gaming computer. Probably not gonna see. You're not gonna have as good a quality as you would on a computer, but it's getting closer and closer. And I imagine someday there'll be Dead Heat. They'll be in the same sort of genre. But for now, the PlayStation 4 has some specs. They have a new controller. They have some new ideas that they want to put on the controller. They've announced processing and all that stuff. So this was announced last week. Processing-wise, I think the current processor on the PS2 is only a single core or double core. Right now, on the PlayStation 4, they're saying to be 8 cores. So it's gonna run a lot faster. It can run a lot more. It's gonna have 8 gigabytes of RAM, so it can power all that heavy graphics and all that stuff. I won't go into detail, mainly because I don't really know detail of RAM and all that crap. But it's going to be a lot more powerful than what we have currently on the PS3 and or the Xbox 360. One of the things is sometimes you download a game. Sometimes games have downloadable content, or games or simply on the Marketplace, PlayStation Store, or the Xbox Marketplace, where you can download a game. Like I downloaded Minecraft. There's no disc to put in. You simply just play it off your console. Sometimes you're downloading that game. You have to wait until the entire game loads or downloads on your Xbox or PlayStation, which would take half an hour, which it did for the Xbox or for Minecraft with the update. What's new with the PlayStation 4 is Sony says that while you're downloading that game, you can actually play it. To what extent, that doesn't make sense to me. So maybe it'll load a level and you can play that level, and then while you're playing, it'll load the next level, or you can play the entire game through while it's still loading. I'm not too sure, but they said it's possible. So we'll get more information when that actually comes out. No release date officially, no price tag. The last when the PlayStation 3 came out in 2006, I think, don't quote me, was $5.99. So quite a bit. From the blogs I've read on Gizmodo and Kotaku and stuff, the price tag shouldn't be too much higher, but there is no official price tag yet. And actually, at this press release, they showed only one object from the PlayStation 4, and that's the controller. They showed not a single bit of hardware, no console itself. So they're still working on design and all that stuff, but we haven't seen it. They did show the controller. They got a brand new controller, same sort of. If you use the PlayStation controller, still has that same sort of joystick, the ergonomically friendly. Some people like it relative to the Xbox controller. Some people don't. But it looks very similar to the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 controller. It's wireless. Couple new features. Has a share button, so it's an actual button that's on the controller itself, which is they're trying to make the console kind of a social networking thing where you can connect with your friends and all that stuff. It's already online, but a big rave right now in text that reads this or sees these a lot. People will post their videos of actual gameplay on YouTube or some video sharing site of them playing the game or a kill they did online or something. So now what PlayStation has done is what Sony has done is actually incorporated into the controller. You hit the share button. You can either do live updates or whatever. You can have people live stream your gameplay. You can have them see a specific clip you uploaded or something like that. People can comment on them and all that stuff. Or if you're having trouble with the level, people can walk you through it. All that sort of things. So whether that will be used quite a bit or cool or not sounds promising. It's different. Will Microsoft do that for the Xbox next generation? There's no name for it, but we'll see. But that's new on the controller. Something else new on the controller is actually. If you know the controller of an Xbox or a PlayStation, on the top there's a start and select button, and then above that there's actually on this new PlayStation controller, it actually has a kind of a touchpad. Should I give you? I'm not too sure the dimensions on it, but it looks to me about maybe 1.5 inches to about 2.5, 3 inches wide. So a little rectangle there. It's supposed to be like if you have the PlayStation Vita, there's a touchpad on the back. It's supposed to be that sort of touchpad. It's supposed to be able to incorporate in some games. If you're in the home screen on your PlayStation, if you swipe that, it'll swipe between screens and make it easier to navigate. Something different on the controller. There are some games that incorporate it through mazes or doing stuff like that. I can't imagine it to be a heavily used object because it's kind of different from the way you hold the controller. Your thumbs are at the joysticks. It's hard to take your hand off the controller and move it in sort of a fast-paced game. So we'll see what they do with that. it is different. It's new. We'll see if the fans like it. I'm not too sure about it. So you'll be able to broadcast your games, upload them, new controller, new design, and actually PlayStation's, because of that social thing, sharing your videos or uploading your videos or live streaming or whatever, they kind of want to create a profile system. So they got this new profile system coming on where it's almost like a Facebook. You have all your stats, you have all your information, pictures, and all that stuff, where you can connect with your friends and show your videos and stuff. So that's new. So yeah, ran through all those specs, PlayStation 4. We'll see. I'll probably put stuff on the webpage, facebook.com/MattandTex or twitter.com/MattandTex. When we actually see the console, when we see the design, you can look at all the reviews to see the certain. There's actually gameplay footage, so they have all the components. They just don't have an outer body, so they have some component hidden somewhere, and they're playing games. New games called from Killzone, which is a game I played on PlayStation 2. A nice racing game, which actually there was no gameplay footage, but there was pre-rendered kind of a trailer, which looked really, really, really nice. I read some review, and I can't quote verbatim, but they said that the blood splatter that they saw in Killzone was eerily real. So graphics are getting a lot better. The action and stuff like that, the amount of textures and the large landscapes or maps they can put on there are getting more and more realistic. So should be really cool. I'm waiting for an Xbox or a Microsoft announcement for their new console. We'll see what Wii does with theirs. But so no release date. Some people are speculating that they announce it now in March or February, that will probably end up seeing it this holiday. But again, that's speculation. Who knows? Maybe there's a setback or there's some issue with some sort of manufacturing part, or they haven't figured out a design or something. But that's it. New PlayStation 4. You'll get more nerd stuff. Facebook.com/MattandTex. I always put up articles or stuff I'm reading that I find interesting or nerdy. And new music. Speaking of, not new music, but a band that's coming to town. It's a good season for concerts. Spring, summer here in Sacramento. Band that I really love. I played them 2 weeks ago when my brother was on the show. Telekinesis. If I like their song, I really, really love it. And I like a lot of their songs. Telekinesis, tongue twister, will be at the Blue Lamp, which is a kind of a smaller club that is in downtown. They'll be here pretty soon. They'll be Blue Lamp, April 22nd. I have no one to go with. No one really want to see that with me. I don't really want to go by myself, so if anyone's interested, let me know. Blue Lamp, April 22nd. It's a Monday. Actually, you know what? Probably won't be able to go. April, I have class. Yeah, today I have class at 6, so I don't know if I'll be able to go. But if I somehow get out of class or something, hit me up. I would love to go see Telekinesis. We'll play a song right now called Costa California. Enjoy it. We'll come back, play some more music. And we're almost done. It's actually 3:40 or 3:50. So, Costa Carolina. That, my friends, is the show. Thanks for listening, all you new timers and all your my faithful fans. This was the Matt and Tech Show minus Tech Show. Next week, if we're lucky, my sister is officially a guest of my show. We'll see if she has work or if she's busy. But stay tuned. We'll be here. I'll be here next week, Monday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Like my page, facebook.com/MattandTex, or follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/MattandTex. Had a lot of fun, played some good music. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned for the next DJ, really cool. Enjoy. We'll see you next week. Matt and Tech Show.